Hello, welcome to another edition of Be at Home with the AMA, taking the pulse on what marketers are doing during this pandemic. My name is Steve Heisler. I am the staff writer for Marketing News, and I'm joined via satellite by Sarah Steimer, managing editor of Marketing News. Sarah, hello.
Hey, Steve. How's it going?
It's going well, thank you. Today we're going to talk about the direct-to-consumer industry.
I'm reading and hearing a lot of mixed messages on the topic. So these are the Outdoor Voices, Everlane, these are the startups, the Caspers, that kind of thing that go direct to consumer. What we are seeing right now is they're being impacted like almost every other sort of industry is being impacted. They've had to announce a lot of layoffs, furloughs, things like that. But at the same time, I think it's important to remember that a lot of these companies were starting to be impacted negatively even before the coronavirus epidemic. That's partly because of the way they do their marketing and advertising. Casper, we learned, for every mattress it sold, it was actually spending a lot more money just on gaining those new consumers. You're only going to buy so many mattresses in your lifetime, so it's not like you're necessarily going to have repeat customers. They were expecting to see exponential growth because of the sorts of investments they were receiving. Now, the flip side of all of this is then you also have other direct-to-consumer brands that are maybe a little bit more relevant to what's happening right now. So there's a toilet paper company, for example, called Who Gives a Crap? And it has seen its sales absolutely skyrocket. It's a subscription type model where you will just get X amount of rolls of toilet paper, however you set it up for a time period. One particular brand, Frito-Lay, is actually trying to increase its direct-to-consumer sales right now because we're all sitting around and snacking.
I was reading an article in the Washington Post that was referring to these sort of brands have been enabling, quote, stay-at-home grazing.
Okay,
so kind of what I've been doing. There's no mealtime. There's kind of just, I'm like a cat. It's just like 10 to 12 snacks a day equals a meal. These direct-to-consumer brands do have an interesting opportunity. We've spoken a lot in the past about best practices that brands can do right now. One of the main things is to communicate to consumers that they're here, what it is that they're doing to help this pandemic, and what it is that they plan to do to keep their employees safe. Communicating those messages directly to the consumers is going to rely a lot on the relationship that they've spent years building as a direct-to-consumer brand. Was reading about Allbirds, the company that makes those eco-friendly shoes, about how they are actually continuing to follow their sustainability initiatives, despite the fact that a lot of companies are abandoning them. And they've also been pivoting to making masks. The ability to continue following their values of eco-friendliness, as well as demonstrate that they're taking this pandemic seriously, is going to definitely build a lot of cachet and going to encourage consumers to go right to Allbirds. Something that I've definitely noticed with direct-to-consumer brands is their packaging lives in a world within that brand. I recently ordered one of those seat pillows from that brand Purple, space age rubber seat cushions that actually feel great. And you've probably seen their ads ad infinitum on YouTube. Because I ordered it directly from the company, it arrived in a box that had the brand logo. It had some of their taglines on it. Everyone who takes that package from the company to me is going to see that branding. When it arrives, I have this immediate response of, this company is giving me a product. Yet another Amazon package doesn't really give me as much comfort and excitement.
That's something else that's happening right now. I think particularly if you are an urban dweller where maybe you're in an apartment building or very close to your neighbors in proximity, if you're seeing even your neighbors' packages and seeing the brand names on those, then you might think to yourself, it's actually kind of good advertising, like, oh, so XYZ is delivering? That's good to know. I should see maybe what they have to offer. We have cardboard eyes, I will call them right now. We're all very aware of looking down our stairwells or looking onto our front porches and going ooh, what's this? What did I get?
If you've seen some direct-to-consumer brands doing something noteworthy that's really stood out for you, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to visit ama.org/daily to sign up for our daily email newsletter. And of course, I want you to have a lovely day eating your Frito-Lay, eating your Cool Ranch Doritos. Sarah, that goes double for you.
I do, I have some kettle chips right now, so that's going to be my jam today.
Awesome. Well, you got to keep us all posted on how that goes. Have a good one.
Thanks, Steve.